Hello everyone, welcome to Seychelles. So you can see it is a very beautiful area. I'm just out at one of the beaches here. One of the great benefits of living in Dubai, I guess, is you are a short flight, it's about 4.5 hours from places like Seychelles, from Maldives, etc. Some of the best tropical destinations in the world. And this one in particular happens to be a very traditional tax haven. Lots of people used to have Seychelles companies. There's not so many of that anymore, mainly due to banking. And so while I'm sitting here on this beach, I figured I would talk to you a little bit about what it is that I mean, because some people have been asking in the comments when I say that banking is bad. So sometimes I'll say, hey, banking someplace is terrible. What does that mean? Well, let's go through and talk about it. For those of you who haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and let's dive in. Be quick today. So basically, when I'm thinking about the quality of banking, I'm looking at a few different things. I'm looking at one, of course, the quality of the customer service, right? You end up in a situation where the customer service, meaning the operating hours, the ability to call and get through to somebody, etc., is important, right? The next is the quality of the website, right? The quality of the website can matter quite a lot. And so if you have poor online banking functionality, etc., that's an issue. The third could be the fees, right? You may end up with very high fees in some of these situations, and so that's less desirable. But I think the majority of the thing that I'm concerned about is the ease of doing transactions, which may be affected by correspondent banking relationships, and the concerns about scrutiny or losing those banking relationships. And so it's kind of a combination of all of those factors. So when I'm in some places, I have a very stable bank. I have good, stable banking relationships. It's easy to send. The transactions are inexpensive relatively. And I'm in a situation where I have relatively low costs of doing transactions. And then if I have problems, I can contact them really easily. I'm used to 24-hour customer service from a bank, and in some of these, you don't get that. So yeah, all of this kind of comes together into what I would look at when I'm talking about poor quality banking. The first, of course, most important element is obviously being in a situation where you could lose money, right? If it's a bank that could be shut down, and we're talking about small institutions, they can be, or at least they could be cut off from, say, the US monetary system. We saw this with Banca Privata in Andorra. We saw this with FBME in Cyprus. We saw this with the Caledonian in Cayman Islands. We've seen some other ones lose their banking relationships in places like St. Vincent, etc. The next is, if I'm in a situation where I'm a major depositor. I remember there was a time a number of years back we were trying to move about $2 million out of a bank in one of the Caribbean islands, and took like 4 months to do it, because for them this was a huge amount of their money. It was really risky. They wanted to go over it, on and on and on. Quite a pain. Then on top of that, you could add on the fact that the receiving banks or people who are trying to send to you may both have issues if you're sending to some of these jurisdictions, whereas nobody's going to have a complaint if you're sending to the US or Canada or any of these, UK or something like that. So it's kind of a collective of all of these that results in a good banking experience and then a safe banking experience. And unfortunately, these small islands tend to offer neither of those things. So that's the overview. If you have any questions, you can put them in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think, your personal experiences, and enjoy. Come and check out Seychelles sometimes. It is a very beautiful island. The whole island is a paradise. I guess if I was to compare it, it's quite similar. I would say it's less similar to Maldives than it is to maybe Bali or Thailand in some respects, in that it's more jungle. It is, however, much cleaner than places like Bali and Thailand, and so that's very nice. So definitely a nice place and definitely worth visiting.